Zone Ads, World of Local Business Info.
Firstly, thank you Sarada ma'am, and also thank you to Chef Amay, and a biggest thank you for giving me ideas, and not only now but in the past. I would like to thank my Guruji standing here, Chef Sudhakar Rao, where I have passed out from Culinary Academy of India. So before I say why I wanted to do this event was, I would like to say that I had no knowledge about so many ingredients that we had. We just thought that in the household we have normal masalas. This is what our mothers use. These are the only ingredients available in the kitchen. That's how we prepare the food. But after I joined college, I went through that journey and everything. I got to know so many ingredients, not only one type, but in that same flavor, same type, there are so many different varieties. Coming on to this event, why I thought about it is because we have a lot of budding hoteliers who are coming up, and the knowledge that they get from YouTube, Instagram is just half. It's just on tits and bits from here and there, and they don't have that knowledge, or they don't have that time, or they don't spare that time to go and actually Google out something. If they have soya sauce, where is that soya sauce coming from? How is it made? Today's generation doesn't have that time, very honestly. That's the main motive that I wanted to put forward over here, that the budding hoteliers who are coming up now, they need to know that even from one brand or from one product, we have so many kinds of ingredients coming up. How many types of peppercorns, how many types of cloves, how many types of cinnamons. Just to get a knowledge of all that, I thought this is required. And just with the non-perishable items, just dry ingredients, I thought it should be a good initiative for all the students to start with this. So that is why.
So I think the first time Chef Apurva approached me for this, it was such a brilliant idea, because I remember when I was in college 20 years back exactly, 2002, is we also could never see so many ingredients at one place. And when I joined restaurants or hotels, if a chef said, get me something, I remember very clearly once he said, get me sichmi peppers, and I was running for half an hour thinking, what is sichmi peppers? So when she came up and said, we are thinking to do something like this, I was more than happy to assist, because it'll be a great experience for all the students to see how many, I think, and this is just a start. I think 1,000 number is just a start. I think next year or whenever we do this next, we should look at 10,000 or maybe more ingredients, because there's so much more in our country. There's so much more which is getting lost. For example, this Saturday only we are having an event with Alliance Francis, where we are talking about foods which are getting lost, recipes which are getting lost, and specifically Indian cuisine and the connection with French. So I think it's a very, very good initiative. I personally saw a couple of things today which are not common. So I think it's a great platform for students to come and see and also explore. So thank you so much for having this event and getting in touch with me to help out. It was a pleasure assisting. Thank you.
Just to add on to what Chef Amay have said, I also want to thank Chef Apurva. ma'am. It's definitely a very good initiative what they have done here in the college today. Like Chef Amay have said, it was not a common sight for us to get familiarized with so many ingredients when we were studying. Now today, when you get into actual commercial kitchen, you won't. Uh, it would come as a shock or a surprise for the students when they get into a commercial kitchen to uh, come in contact with the new ingredients. It becomes really difficult for them to handle those ingredients. Now, initiatives like these, when you do at the college level, it becomes easier for them to get familiarized with all those ingredients, how to use them, what are their roles when you put them in the food. So it helps them to come up with their own ideas when they are handling the food, and when they actually go into the kitchen outside the colleges, it becomes very easy for them to work with those ingredients. So it's a very good initiative, and since we represent Telangana Chefs Association here, we would like to come up with such ideas in future again, which would help not only the students from the colleges and also from uh, uh, mm, the people who are working in the industry already. Since there are many budding chefs who have not who did not get exposure to all these ingredients, and their experience, their exposures to the ingredients are very much limited. So when you conduct such events in one place where you bring everything in one area, they get wider exposure and wider experience in getting familiarized with all of these things. It's really a helpful event, and we would come up with such more events in future.
First of all, I would like to congratulate the management of Sarada College, the staff, faculty for their efforts in bringing out this event, which is basically the most important aspect of cooking. Recipes are all, any chef can, any vague chef can think about vaguely and make a recipe and say this is a dish. But actually, if you look at the cuisine format, cuisine ethics, traditions, practices, which I spoke to you last class, I was repeatedly telling you, you should know the ingredients first. Recipes are nobody's domain. If you know the ingredients properly, you come out with your own recipe. You getting my point? So the cuisine ethics, the cuisine traditions, and the cuisine practices, along with the ingredient knowledge, what makes a chef. Nowadays, you've got fancy chefs who come on TVs and make all funny things, but let me be very honest. Every cuisine has got its own format. There are something called as cuisine ethics. Why don't we give the best hotels in India don't give spoons and forks in some of their Indian restaurants? Why? Because our cuisine is formatted in such a way it has to be eaten with hands. Try eat a puri with a spoon and fork. I'll give you 100 marks in the exam. Okay? So knowing your ingredients is very important. Having the knowledge of the ingredients is very, very important. That is the reason I told all of you should go tomorrow, because that was the class we just had 2 days back. And madam has given us a very good opportunity. Make use of it, make notes. Tomorrow again in my next class we'll discuss about this. Okay? I once again congratulate the management of putting all these efforts, more than efforts, today money. You have to put in a lot of money to bring all these things together, and it costs a lot. So make maximum use of it. Click as many pictures as possible. And along with your assignment of submitting the plate presentation, send me some pictures of this also. Okay?
it was an excellent job done by our management here, and I brought some of my students, and it is a very learning experience. Yeah, and they can remember up to the final year, and this will help a lot. Many colleges doesn't do this activities, but in future these budding chefs can know about the ingredients, so they can play with the dishes, right? Very informative. Thank you so much, Sarada.
Subscribe to our channel, click the bell icon and select all.